Excellent. So we'll get started. There might be a few people that straggle in. From my experience, people usually end up showing up about 15 minutes after we start talking. But if we wait 15 minutes, I'll show up 15 minutes after we start then. So we'll start now. So thank you for coming out. My name's Ashley. Appnovation's hosting tonight's Drupal Meetup. This is the second meetup in Atlantic Canada.
This is the third.
Third. So there was a training day in Moncton. So this is the third Atlantic Drupal Meetup. This is Mike, and Mike's the guy heading up the Atlantic Meetup. So he started this in Moncton back in August. And yeah, so we're going into number 3, and it's nice to see. So when I was in Moncton in August, there was about 5 of us, 6 of us.
Yeah.
And you know, we've increased in size this time. So hopefully we can keep doing this and holding these events, and people will travel, and there will be value in building the Drupal community. Just a quick, I guess, blurb and spiel on Appnovation. So we are a Vancouver-based company with locations in St. John and in Montreal for Canada, and we also have offices in the UK, Hong Kong, throughout the US. And our primary business is Drupal. So we've been Drupal developers since 2007, and still a large portion, 60 or more % of our business is in Drupal each year. And then we also work on other open technologies such as MuleSoft for integration and API, Alfresco document management. We do things with Laravel, application development for mobile. And then we also do, besides development, we do managed services and support for a lot of Drupal projects. So we have Naz with us from Montreal. She's one of our Drupal developers. And then we also have Martin Associate here in the back, and he is our Director of Digital Solutions. So they're the 2 tech people in the room this evening. So the rest of us from Appnovation are business or graphics or marketing people. So Naz is going to do a presentation more on finance. Can't forget finance. They're important. So Naz is going to do a presentation just on the Drupal community in general, about what Drupal is and the impact that it's had on her as a developer. And really the goal of this is just to start forming a Drupal community. So after she's done the presentation, we can have some questions, some discussion. If you're working with Drupal, your experiences with Drupal, we'd like to turn it into a discussion and really share for the Drupal community. I had the opportunity to go to Drupal North back in June. It was my first kind of opportunity to be in the Drupal community, and it's a very different environment with programmers who talk about other projects that they're working on, or like, hey, I have this module, have you ever heard of it? So it's really great to have that collaboration, and it would be awesome if we can build that kind of a collaboration in Atlantic Canada around Drupal. So enough of me talking, because I could probably talk for the rest of the night. I'll turn it over to Naz and let her introduce herself and the presentation. Awesome.
My name is Naz, my name is Nazi, but it's Naz for short. It's a lot easier for people to remember. You can call me Nancy, it's fine. So I've been working at Appnovation for almost 3 years now, and it's also I've worked with Drupal for a bit more than that. I started smuggling around Drupal, see what it can do for me. I heard a lot good things about it, so I said, well, I'm going to give it a try, and then I started at Appnovation shortly after that. Since then, I'm working there. So today's agenda is I will briefly talk about Drupal, why we are using Drupal as a company. I'll talk about the Drupal community, which is pretty much the Drupal itself. I think Mike can also agree with me here. And also to talk about Drupal and PHP, because I talked to some of you, and pretty much every web developer knows at least a bit about PHP, but they don't even know how they can integrate PHP into Drupal. It might seem like Drupal is something huge, some software that I've seen that looks like they don't know how to get into, how to use for their needs. And I'll also talk briefly about Drupal Atlantic and how we are contributing back to the community as a whole community. So before I start talking about Drupal, can I actually see how many people is just try what it is, or okay. We have 4 or 5. That's great. Well, it is a software management, a content management system or content management framework, because it is not like it is not a software that you can install your computer and just start clicking. It is just a framework that runs on a web browser, and it's very just an application that makes it everyone. They don't have to have any technical background in order to start using Drupal. In just a few clicks, it only requires you to have a server, a database, and a few things. Start using it. Pretty much anybody can just, if you have a computer and internet connection, you can just start using Drupal tonight, which I will actually show you briefly. So you have a company and you just want to have just a website that's going to have a front page. Pretty much every website has front page, about us page, team page, blog, and contact us page, contact form, and you want it to be multilingual and responsive. When you look at this, it seems like a lot of work, especially along the lines of multilingual and responsive. You don't know how to create themes, you don't know what even CSS is, you don't know what HTML is, you have no idea what. With Drupal, everything is out of the box for you. It has a front page right out of the box, and everything runs on content. And by content, just like this is one of the pages that we have done with Drupal, and pretty much everything you see on this page is content, and we are managing this by Drupal. So at Drupal, you will hear me a lot saying content and content types. And what a content is, you can just think of it as some text, maybe an image. And content types are like an article. You can think of it as an article. It has an image, as a body, so it's a type that you want to create some content of. So you have no background in programming, but you want to create a website, because lately every company would like to have their own website, and we actually look for them. We just don't want to go to their Twitters or Facebooks or Yelp to see what they do, what their actual hours are, things like that. So you would like to have a front page and about us page, team page, blog, and contact form. With Drupal, pretty much everything here is out of the box. So let's say you want to have an about us page with an image. You would like to say what you're doing, and you would like to have a team page. You want to mention people that you work with, and these team members are going to have a biography, an image, maybe a link to their LinkedIn profile, and you're going to have a blog page, which your team members are going to post blogs. And this blog, again, is going to have a body field, it's going to have an image, it's going to have maybe a slideshow you would like to have, maybe you would like to show a video, and you would like to have a contact form, but it's not going to be just a simple form. Maybe you would like to include, you don't want spamming, so you would like to include some authorization, like email. You would like to make sure it's actually a valid email, not some gibberish. And you want it to be multilingual and responsive. So when you think about it, if you have zero experience in web programming, this looks different. You don't know what's HTML, what's CSS. You don't even know where to start to begin with. You don't know which software you need. You don't know how to attract your audience, because lately SEO, the SEO is very important. You actually want people to find you. Also multilingual and responsive. So I just want to say what responsive is for some of you maybe you have never heard about it. What responsive is, so having a website that runs perfectly on a mobile device and on a desktop device, that's responsive. And if you are to start building your own website right now, you probably need a lot of experience in order to make your website responsive. And multilingual, you don't know how to translate things. You don't know when a user goes to fr/my page. You wanna make sure that they see French one, not an English one. And Drupal, these are actually right out of the box. You don't need, the Drupal comes with themes and modules. And what these are, modules are, you can imagine modules as applications, just like the one that you install on your computer, on your mobile phone. It's an extension. It's something you would like to create. You have an idea, you say, okay, I want my, so I want to make sure that when in my field, when I have a YouTube link, and when people go to my page, I want to make sure that YouTube actually, I just want to put a link, and I want Drupal to handle it, so when I go to the page, it's actually the video that, and not the link itself. This way, or you have a page and you want to make sure that there's a button that you would like to take a screenshot, and what is it? It's like an extension, and you have no experience, so you don't even know how to add this functionality, how to maintain it to begin with. So you go and include modules to Drupal. We can think of it as, like I said, add-ons. And when I say install, it is again, and I will again show you how to do it. It is very easy. It's pretty much finding what you want on Drupal website, and just in a few clicks, it's basically there on the page. Modules and themes. Every theme that I worked on with Drupal was responsive out of the box. I didn't even need to do any extra work to make sure it's running perfectly on my mobile phone. So I was just talking about a few of examples that we have done with Drupal. So this is when you install Drupal, you probably wouldn't expect to have something like this right away, because there's a lot of work done here. Also with the theming, just a few examples of Drupal. Okay, why should you go home and start Drupal? Why? First of all, it's very easy to maintain. There's a huge community out there that's working very hard for every Drupal user to make sure that their modules run perfectly. There's no security issue, and even if you run into a single issue, you're installing a module and you just see an error on your page and you have no idea. You don't even know what the error is. There's a lot of people out there that's just there to help you out. There are IRC channels, there are Slack channels. You can just reach out to them. At any social media you can use, and it's secure. Again, the community is working hard to make sure there's no security issue. They are just applying patches or sending updates, notifications on when you're running a Drupal website. It doesn't have to be running somewhere out there on actually it doesn't have to be live somewhere. It can be just running on your own computer. You will still get this notification saying that, okay, there's a security update, so it's updated, and you just need to, again, just few clicks, your page is secure again. And these securities are usually these are usually very small things, and they just fix it right away. It's very flexible. You might be thinking that it's not going to give you enough flexibility to do what you want, but 90% of the time, if you want to extend the flexibility, you would like to have anything you can think of on a web page. There's probably a module for it, or there's a huge community to help you out to how to build your own module. Again, you need to have a bit of a PHP experience for this, but over time. And it's free. It's open source. It's free. You can go Drupal.org, just download it right now. You'll have everything. There's nothing you need extra. There's no fee you have to pay. It's just free. It's easy to use. I will again show a bit of how to go around with it, and the community. So the community is what makes Drupal Drupal. It's just hundreds of thousands of developers working to make Drupal better. One they have an issue, they go find a solution on the community, and they see that they just get amazed of how easy they can get this help, and they just want to give back to the community. And it doesn't have to be, you don't even need to know any programming in order to give back to the community. Maybe you can just help the community back by translation. You can translate Drupal into your own language. It's just translating your free version, sending it back to someone to check and just publish. So this is actually, it's my almost third year working with Drupal, and I've got a lot of help from the community back. I've been to Drupal Meetup in Montreal. I didn't get a chance to go to DrupalCon yet, but my next mission is going to DrupalCon. It's actually very true. They come from the code, they say, okay, it's free, it's very easy, I'm gonna make my own website, and they actually stay for the community because there's just people are just very helpful and they're just beautiful and amazing. You really want to give back. If you help one person one day, it is a plus. You really feel good about yourself. So why should you give back to the community? Because if you contribute, it means less work for somebody else and for you. Because it's like karma. You do something for someone today, tomorrow somebody else is going to do it for you. It's just easy like this. They have a stronger voice in the projects. It helps you learn faster because you overcome an issue today. You go up, find a solution. Tomorrow you have another problem, but you find a solution yourself. You see that later down the road somebody else has the same problem. There you go. You just help them find a solution. You learn better because when you know ways to explain something to somebody else, means you really know it very well. More contribution means more business, and the community members are the people like Mike here. So again, the community will help you with their modules. If you want to extend something, it is written by Drupal community. It's not written by some business or something. Because it's free, it's written by some PHP people to help you because it helped them. They just want, okay, why don't I just go back and publish it so it's going to help other people as well as the teams. Security and any type of support you need. Just today I just signed up to their Slack channel, and it's amazing. Somebody asks a question, and there's at least two answers to that question. And it's just going back and forth. It's not like do this and then they disappear. They actually they make sure that they solve something, they help someone. They just didn't disappear after saying, okay, click there and she'll be fine. They do their best to help out. You have no experience, you don't know how to unzip a zip file. You don't know, okay, once you install this bunch of folders, you don't know what to do with it. But there is this software that can help you start your server, set up a database, and make sure that your Drupal site connects to a database. This is pretty much all you need to start. It's called Arcade Desktop. You can just go to Arcade website and install this for free. And what this does is, once you have this, you want to create a new Drupal site. It's going to give you a bunch of options. You can start with Drupal 8. This is Drupal 12. Here is the version. If it doesn't say 7 here, you can see the version there. And well, if you want, we can start with 8. I don't. It's pretty much the same thing. So maybe there's nothing you need to do. You can even leave these as they are, but I'm just giving some names so you can remember. So this is your local site name. You don't have to touch anything else here. You don't have to change anything. Create a new database and finish. doing is it's going to Drupal website, it's installing the latest version of Drupal, and it's just making connections, creating a database. Because basically, Drupal runs from a database. When I say content, it actually creates entries in the database and fetches everything from the back from the database. But with this one, you really don't need to make anything. But I'm just gonna give you an example. I had this problem when I actually wanted to do all the connection myself. I just have to make sure that your Drupal, your URL and your database name should match. If down the road you like to go and just not try how to do it yourself. And here's the start. Here's the page this is the start page when you will see once you install it. And these modules that are installing is the ones that are in the core. They're the content modules, and they're the ones that you will need to go around pretty much with all your needs. It installs blogs, it installs pads. Like we want to make sure that your URL is looking nice, not just some numbers or something. And I just want to remind you that if whatever you put as a username and password here, you need to remember these in order to be able to log into your website. Later down, you just close it and you forgot. Two weeks later, you want to come back. Oh, I had this Drupal website. Let me check it out. You have to remember username and password to log in as an admin. There are ways to reset this password and get it back or change it, but it might require some more effort. So just remember the username and password. You can just write password if that's easy. It's complete. You can visit your new site. So this is all you need to do to start with Drupal. I've been using this Acquia Dev Desktop since day one. So just because you're using Acquia Dev Desktop, it doesn't mean you know nothing about the connections and nothing about anything at all. But it's just a good start to help you if you have no experience to actually start your own page. It has a theme, it has a home page. It even has a search functionality, which will require a lot of experience in order to actually have a search functionality. And these menus, they can help you create a blog. If you want to create a blog to show on your homepage, you can create a blog. You can create content types. Like I was mentioning before, you like to have a team member page. Here you can create a content type called team member. You can add fields, which are image fields. You like your team members have an image, a biography, short body section, and maybe you like a link for LinkedIn. Anything you think that every team member has, you're going to create a content type for it and add fields to it. And it already comes with articles and basic page, because this is really all you need if you just want to have a very simple page that you don't need to really maintain and extend it too much. And it's a good start to actually check around to how it helps you to, okay, this is what I should see when I go to content types page. When I add one, I should be able to see it in here in the list, for example. You can add your own content type. Just works. You can, these are the settings that you usually don't need, but you want to change anything about it. You would like to have commenting enabled on your team member. You can enable it or disable it here. So it has a lot of functionalities of the box that you might need later down the road. And every content type it has title and body. It all will have. You don't need to create those because they are basic. So if you want, you can add an image field, and your field type you're gonna pick image. If let's say you want to add a link, but the link is not here, you need a module. You go on Drupal.org, you look for link module. You don't have to memorize the name. You can just Google it, link module Drupal. It's going to give you a list of modules, and you can just pick one and install that I can actually show how to and start using it. So this is all you need to create image field. Some names are, some of them already exist in the database. So if you see an error like this, well, the errors are usually very straightforward. It's going to probably give you an idea of what I'm doing wrong. So just change it to anything else. You don't really need to remember anything here. You can add more settings to it. For example, you can give the resolution. I don't want anyone's page to look like 1000 to 800. It's going to take the whole page. It's going to be like 100 to 100 or anything you will think of, anything you think is the right one. So that's all you need to do to create a content type and start having your own team member page. Here's already content and run content. You can see you have team member here. And there are team members and start using it. So I can just quickly show you how to install a module. So it already says install new module on in the modules page. If sometime later you go to your page and you don't see this bar, because you're not logged in. You have to, login page will appear on the home page, but if something happens and you just don't see it, you don't need to freak out, it's going to be there. You can go with some new module. Once you start using Drupal, you'll be going to this URL a lot. So I can just briefly show you what this module page usually is. It has a description. These are the maintainers. It has an issue list. If you have an issue with the module later, you can just find if somebody else has the same issue and see if there's already a solution to it, or you can create a new one. And I'm sure one of the developers, if not the maintainers, are going to help you. And you will see what it can do for you. You can, usually most of those has a documentation. It's gonna tell you how you can use it, how you can use the module, because you know what you need to do, you know what result you need to get, but you know how to get there. There's a module that seems like it can do what you want, but you know how. So you can go read the documentation. Documentation is just usually straightforward. It will have an answer to every question you have. And you just scroll down. if you are using Drupal 7, you need the Drupal 7 version. The distinction is these are usually the ones that, like this one is saying it's stable, it's secure. This doesn't mean that it's not unsecure. It's just not tested by the community yet to make sure that it has no vulnerability or no threats to it. And you don't know what tar.js is needed. It's fine. You don't need to know. You just have to right-click and copy this address, go back to your page. You're just going to install it from a URL. You're going to paste it here and install. This is how you install a module to your page. Don't need to enable it. Installing a module to your page doesn't mean it's going to work. You have to enable it. You have to tell Drupal that, okay, I installed this, but I'm enabling it so it works. So these are the list of the modules. Again, admin.modules page, but it's also available to you on the toolbar. We're going to find your new module. Enable it. It's done. And okay, well, now you want to use this. You want to add a link field to your team member. You go to the admin structured type, content types. Find your new content type you created. You will manage the fields. You will add a new field. Then you will be able to pick link here, because this is what you want from the module that you just installed. It's going to have settings, how you want your URLs. If you want a title to be an optional, because it's going to have a title and URL. Anything you will need. You usually won't need to change anything here, but once you start using it, you'll realize, oh, I can do this too. Okay, I'll just go change the setting. I can do that too. Or I'm having an issue. This is why I'm having an issue. We'll change it here. So let's add a team member. So title, body, image, and link. Once you add, you just kind of have your first team member. Any questions? I haven't asked if you have any questions. Anyone has any questions? Okay. I'm going to go back to the presentation. I'm having an issue with the mirroring. So I talked to most of you, if not, I'm sorry, but pretty much all the technical people I talked around, they either know PHP or they know some other programming language, JavaScript. So you don't, just like you've seen, you don't really need to know anything about PHP at all to start with. Drupal also has ability to combine itself with other frameworks. If you know Angular.js, or if you know, if any framework, I'm not saying that it can be, you can connect it to, but I have experience with Drupal and Angular, and if you don't like anything, if you don't like the UI of Drupal, you can just make Drupal as your backend. It's going to just serve as a content system, you will just keep adding your team members, or you just have billions of content, and you just don't like to deal with Drupal. You don't want your end users to see Drupal. Well, not like they're gonna be able to tell difference, but you like how Angular works. You like how Angular is fast, how quick, how awesome it is, how easy it is to whatever because you're so good at JavaScript, you can do anything you want with it. You can just use Drupal as your backend, use Angular as your frontend. It's called headless Drupal. If you see there on, that's what it means. They're not gonna see Drupal in the UI. So I don't know if anyone's familiar with Drupal 7, Drupal 8, the distinction, why there's an upgrade, what is it? Should I go with Drupal 8? Why should I not go with Drupal 8? So Drupal 8 is nothing but added functionality to Drupal 7, and it's coded with OOP, the object-oriented programming, not procedural PHP. So if you have Laravel experience or Symfony experience, you can basically probably be just able to extend Drupal 8 with your object-oriented programming experience. So it doesn't have to be Symfony or Laravel. Probably, if you know anything about object-oriented, you can just extend Drupal to what you want. I forgot to show what you will actually have once you install Drupal. You will have a lot of folders. First of all, probably you will feel like you are lost because there's too many. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. Where's my homepage? Where's my index.html or PHP? I don't know how to start because everything is coming from your database. You're not going to see any content. If you create a team member page, it's not going to show up here. Your new field, it's not going to show up here either. It's all going to be in database, and Drupal will be just fetching this information from database and showing you on the page. So don't try to look your team member here. You will only probably use this sites folder, and this is what you will have, dark proof, and sites. This is what you will be using most of the time. If you install a module, you will see your module here. This is not the link one, but this is another file, another folder, sorry. This is, once you install module, you will see it here. If you like to create a module down the road, this is where it should go. It should go under modules, and you will see a bunch of documentation on how to create your own module. And they will probably tell you where to put it anyway, but I'm just giving you brief information. And you don't need to touch anything else here. First time I started using Drupal, I just felt lost. I felt okay, because I was just making web program, I was just using HTML and CSS to create websites. When I see this bunch of things, I was just don't know how to do, and I actually started changing things around, which is you probably should never do. Why you should never do? This is the core, and later you will have updates, and any update is gonna swap everything you have except for your modules. But I'm not saying everything, because it really depends on what the update is. It may be just a change in one file, it's not gonna change anything on others. But just remember, you should never hack code. You should never change anything, but you should learn how to extend. Just add a theme and enable a theme. Add a module, enable module. Don't just go change anything, basically. Okay. Anybody has a question about the folder structure? Okay, Drupal Appnovation, like Ashley mentioned before, We've been working with Drupal since 2007. Not only Drupal, like he mentioned, we also do other frameworks, and we value community a lot. We are making code sprint days, and these are basically we just go find we just go to the forum or anybody in the community and try to find a problem. Not by problem, like by problem I'm not saying an issue within the group, but someone's having an issue, they don't know how to do something. Just go help them find a solution. Or there's a module that we use a lot and it has a bug, it's not doing something optimally. So you're giving back, you're applying patches. So we are doing code sprint days and we are having donations. I think for Drupal North we were the gold sponsor actually. We're gold sponsor on Drupal North and also for Drupal Meetup. And they also, just last year on March, just only about 8 months before Drupal 8 was released, they announced that they will commit $30,000 to support it, actually, to accelerate the upgrade. And we also have a lot of developers that have their own modules. And a lot of others that are very active in the community. We have a developer in UK worked a lot on Drupal 8 and actually helped a lot to make sure that it's released on time and with no problem. And we also worked on non-profit websites. These are only a few people that we work with. I mentioned Acquia. Again, the name of the software is Acquia Web Desktop. If you need to install. These are just a few companies that we work with. Any questions so far? It's pretty much gonna summarize. It's pretty much all. So if you have any, if you don't know how.
I have a question. So I think it was like a couple slides ago, but you had mentioned how you do like headless Drupal. Can you like write like APIs with Drupal and then like have a front end that calls those APIs or something?
Yeah. So I'll just mention how it actually does that being headless. Both Drupal 7 and Drupal 8. Drupal 7 you need modules for it. Drupal 8 comes with it directly. You can with the RESTful APIs. You can make sure you can just create views on Drupal that's going to make sure that your content will be stored on JSON, on whatever URL you want. And your API is just going to fetch from the JSON and you just show on your page. You can also work not only fetching but also posting and pretty much everything. I've done with I've worked on Angular and Drupal. Just had Angular in the backend and Drupal. It was Drupal 8 actually, but it was 2 years ago. It wasn't even ready to be released. It was released last year, so it was a year before it was released. It's pretty cool. You just need it for your content, to serve your content. You just don't need to go on Angular with a bunch of stuff. And the difference between, there's a lot of difference between Drupal 7 and Drupal 8, but all in a nutshell, at least what I see so far, Drupal 7, as you've just seen, installed a lot of modules, blog, this, that, views, whatever. The community realized that these are the modules that we need anyway, that it should come with it. So Drupal 8 has them already, but Drupal 7 also has them, but it has in the core, not in the module section. And again, it's object-oriented and procedural. That's the other difference. It allows users to edit in place. Like if you see a team member page, you see there's a body or there's a title or you want to change it, you can change it there directly. But in Drupal 7, it's just one more click you need to do, or a few more. It's not, doesn't mean that it's very hard to do, but it just makes it easier. Also multilingual. It is a lot easier in Drupal 8 to make a multilingual site. Doesn't mean it's very hard in Drupal 7, but it's out of the box. You don't need to configure or go add languages. And but just if you would like to start with Drupal, just because there's Drupal 8 doesn't mean you should go try Drupal 7. Drupal 7 will be around for a lot more years. And the reason why I encourage you to try Drupal 7 is it has a lot more modules that are ready for it, but whereas on 8, it's not ready yet. The maintainers haven't prepared their own modules for Drupal 8 yet. So for 7, you have more flexibility, you have more, let's say, add-ons for your page. Also, there's a lot more help on Drupal 7 that you can get on the community, because it's been around for such a long time that probably someone before you has this issue that you're having on your Drupal site, so you'll just find a lot of sources and a lot of solutions to it. So that's just a brief summary of the difference. Well, thanks for your participation. If you have any question now or later, you can email me. You can find me around LinkedIn or on Twitter somewhere. You can I really encourage you to go try Drupal. It's not as hard as it looks. It is really easy to maintain, although it seems like you're lost on the UI when you first see it. You can pretty much do almost what you want. Not everything you want, but it has limitations, but pretty much everything you want to do.
Thank you, Ness. Cool. So any tech questions or anything like that? So I think the really cool thing with Drupal, right? So I'm not a programmer. I'm not going to pretend to be a programmer. I talk to clients every day, but I think at a certain point I have to mess up so I can't talk that tech. And bring somebody like Naz in to talk a little bit more in and out. But with Drupal, where it's a community, you could actually download this on your computer, learn Drupal, and then learn how to contribute back to the community, right? So you could actually, like Naz said, contribute in a number of different ways. But you could actually contribute modules back that can be reused. So if you develop something that's really cool, you can actually submit it to the community, put it in the module, have it accepted in the community so others can download, build upon that, and reuse. Have any of the developers here ever done that, with contributing back the module? You have?
Sorry, not with Drupal, but
okay.
Various other communities.
Other communities, yeah. So there's other open communities out there as well where you can build and contribute back WordPress, Joomla. So did you say you have, or you have?
Not with Drupal.
Not with Drupal. Okay. So we want to get you on the Drupal train and start developing some modules, and then you also have the ability, once those modules are there, that they can actually be brought into core as well. So we're really fortunate on our side that we have a couple of guys who have contributed to core and actually maintain. So we have Tim Millwood in the UK, and he maintains one of the workflow modules that was actually brought into Drupal 8 core. And then we have Kevin Moll, who's here in New York. Yeah, New York. And he's contributing modules back to the community as well, and as well as other developers. So we contribute back in people's time. We also contribute back in modules, and I think it's what makes the community really cool. There's a lot of different things. You can do websites, you can do applications. We did a project for Sesame Street, which was pretty cool. I mean, who doesn't want to work with Rover, right? And then, recently we do a lot of work. So in the bigger tech community of giving back and joining a Drupal community, we do a lot of work with Peace Beats. And they're a non-profit organization that support humanitarian causes. So we actually just released it on the portfolio page where we built an application that they use to match their service providers for different projects, and it's involved in working with the UN and those kinds of things, which is building people on the back end. So, there's a there's a bigger community. It's not just all about, you know, we build a very successful business out of Drupal, but the community itself really does give back and supports each other. And like Naz says, you know, you can ask people questions, and I've seen people sit around and have long, detailed discussions about things that go way over my head. Yeah, so that being said, you know, if you guys have any questions or things that you're working on or want to share, you know, that hopefully out of this, you know, we can build a Drupal community and, you know, have other presentations, whether it be on Drupal or actual, you know, code sprints where people can program and stuff like that, and really build a community with that kind of. So, Mike, any words?
I don't know if this was a great presentation. Look forward to more of it.
Excellent. Sounds good. So with that, there's more food. There's still a half a keg. Half, probably more than half. And there's water and there's candy, and feel free to hang around and mingle and mix. As well, you know, just on the, if you are a Drupal developer or a tech person and you have some experience, always looking for good people. So check out the, like, gotta put that plug in there. So check out the website, or talk to Martin, who's in the back corner there. And yeah, we'd love to hear about your experience. Cool. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Ness.